Hello, Bronies and Pegasisters, Ripple Effect here, and I am so glad that your surfing the internet has brought you to my shores. Well, this is my first official video on my channel besides my BronyCon vlogs, and I am doing something a little bit different. I am going to be doing a blind reaction, and this blind reaction is going to be to the duel with the Yu-Gi-Oh Brony that I had. There's a bit of a story behind everything that went into this video, but I knew that Yu-Gi-Oh Brony was going to ask me to do a blind reaction to this video, so I thought I might as well volunteer to do that. So I am a little bit nervous about how this video turns out because for two reasons. One is he did tell me a few days ago that there was one part of the script that we were originally going to include that he said that he might have to cut out, and I had told him, well, I think this scene would work if we keep it in, but it is your channel and your video, and you are the one who's doing most of the editing. So I let that be his call, but I was hoping that he was going to keep it in. Whether or not he actually did, we'll find out in a few minutes. The other reason why I'm nervous about this is because I only had a limited number of vectors to give to him, and I'm not sure what he was able to do with the vectors that I was able to provide with him. So it would be interesting to find out how he was able to work with what I was able to give him. But I'm basically stalling at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and react to this. For those of you who are curious, I'm using my headphones because the speakers on my laptop don't work very well. So I will have to listen to this with my headphones, but don't worry, I will supply the audio for this video so that you will know what I'm reacting to. But I'm stalling now, so let's go ahead and react to this. A duel with Yu-Gi Brony and Ripple Effect. In 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, that song sounds cool. What is it, Yuki? Today's opponent, Ripple Effect.
Oh, hey, Ripple. Please, come in.
Oh, he left.
Do you remember what I told you when you commissioned me that title card? That I have absolutely no knowledge on Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes?
Well, the truth is, I have been curious about it for several years, but never curious enough to give it a try until now. It actually looks pretty complicated.
Well, there are a lot of summoning methods to keep track of, but learning the basics shouldn't be too hard.
Could you teach me how to play, please?
Sure, I'd love to.
He used the blushing vector. Oh, he did have to.
And that's everything you need to know.
I'll talk about that later.
So you got all that?
I think I do.
Ready to play?
Right now? But I don't have any cards.
I have a starter deck for you right here. And to make this a fair duel, I will also be using a starter deck.
Well, okay then. Let's dive in.
Ladies first.
I'll start by setting one monster card and one other card face down.
The music is a little soft.
Your
You
move.
can barely hear it.
I summon Battleox, and he will attack your face-down monster.
From the looks of things, my defense is higher than your attack. I guess this means that Island Turtle doesn't get destroyed?
That's right. I'll set a card face down and end my turn.
I'll draw, and I'll summon 7
Oh, he left
fish.
that off too.
I activate Trap Hole.
Hey, what'd you do to my fish?
When you summon
Nice
a monster
timing
with
on
1,000
that, Yuki.
or more
Good
attack
job.
points, Trap Hole destroys it.
So much for that. Oh well, I still have Island Turtle for defense. I'll end my turn.
He
Draw.
is keeping some of the
I
lines
summon
that I
Gamma,
ad-libbed
the
in there,
Magnet
though,
Warrior.
so...
Next,
So
I'll
it all
activate my
balances out.
equip spell, Black Pendant, giving my Battleox 500 more attack points. He will attack Island Turtle. And since your field has no monsters, Gamma will attack you directly.
Okay, but if I'm reading this trap card correctly, I can activate it when I take battle damage. It's called Attack and Receive. This means you lose 700 points.
I end my turn.
Draw. I activate the spell Water Hazard. With this, I can special summon Red Archery Girl. Now
I am
will
glad that my
sacrifice
voice
her
is
to
coming
summon
out
Terror
clearly.
King Salmon.
I was a little worried that
And now
that my
Terror
microphone
King will
might not
attack
pick up
Battle
everything.
Ox.
I should let you know about Black Pendant's other effect. When it's sent to the graveyard, you lose 500 points.
I end my turn.
Draw.
Oh, the
I sacrifice
music's
Gamma
changed.
to summon Judge Man,
What's this song, Yuki?
and I'll equip Axe of Despair. Judgment
Very
will
exciting.
attack Terror
It
King
sets
Salmon.
the tone for this part.
I end my turn.
Nice use of that vector,
Draw.
Yuki.
I activate the spell Pot of Greed. This lets me draw 2 more cards. Ooh, if I'm reading this right, this will work
Oh,
out
nice effect there. I like
Now
how
I
the
activate the
zoom in
spell
on my
Tribute
face.
to the Doom.
Good job.
By discarding a card that I am holding, your Judge Man is destroyed. Now I'll activate the spell Monster Reborn. This will let me bring back the monster that I had just discarded and summon him straight to the field. And that monster is Spiral Serpent.
So you found a way to summon a level 8 monster without sacrificing monsters. I'm impressed.
Thanks. I think I'm starting to get the hang of this. Spiral Serpent will now attack your life points directly. That ends my turn.
Draw. I activate the spell Ancient Rules. This lets me special summon Seiyaru from my hand. I'll set a card face down and end my turn.
Draw. I activate the spell Aqua Jet. This will give Spiral Serpent another 1,000 attack points. And now that he's even more powerful, Spiral Serpent will attack your dragon.
I activate my face down quick play spell, Half Shut. My monster doesn't get destroyed, but his attack is cut in half.
I'm not exactly sure why he chose to incorporate that into the script,
Okay,
since he
your move,
loses
Yu-Gi-Bro.
more life points this
Draw.
way than if he
Huh,
let the monster be
Just
destroyed.
what I needed. I activate the spell Bring Control.
But I guess
By
that
paying 800
shows
life
how
points,
how little
take
I know
control
about
of
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Spiral Serpent. Now both of these monsters will attack for game.
Huh. I lost, but
Oh,
I'm
he
not
kept that
disappointed.
line.
In
Yes!
fact, if anything, I'm surprised that I came close to winning.
Good game, Ripple. So what are your thoughts on this game?
Well, it is interesting, and I can see the appeal in it, but I think it might still be out of my league.
Tell you what, since you lost, how about you keep the starter deck as a consolation prize?
Oh, no, I couldn't do that.
No, it's fine, keep it.
Thank you, Yugi, for the deck, for the duel, and for the time in teaching me. I gotta say, the artwork on these cards
Oh, I
is
wish
fantastic.
I had included a vector where
swear,
I
some
have
of
my
them look like
magic
they're
aura.
actually
I
alive.
should have thought of that when I
Oh, if only you
sent in
knew.
my video. Whoa, that thing is huge. What is that? Okay. Oh, and he kept this music. Oh my gosh, I love this music. From Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. It's got a fantastic soundtrack. A lot of the songs on that game I really, really love, and I'm glad that I submitted the 2 pieces of music that I had sent to him. And congratulations on 1,000 subscribers as well, Yugi. Let me give this video another watch, and then I'll let you know the things that I had caught that I wanted to talk about. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I took a second look at the video, and the things that I would like to talk about in my response to this video. There's 2 main things that I wanted to address. First was the premise for this video. See, back in early July, the Yu-Gi-Oh Brony had asked me if I would be willing to draw him a title card for this series that he's doing right now, the Duel with Yu-Gi Brony. And I told him, well, I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know if if I can do this for you because I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh. But he was able to provide me with references not only of his OC, but also the kind of pose that he wanted and what the dual disc for Yu-Gi-Oh looks like. So he was able to give me some good references, and so I accepted the commission, and I provided him with the title card, and he's obviously very happy with it because this is the 4th video that he's used this title card for. So so I'm glad that I was able to provide that for you, Yugi. But it got the gears going in my head. Fast forward until about this time last month, when I messaged him saying, I am curious about this game. Can we create a script where we have a duel based on the premise that that I know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh? That basically, I was basically asking if we could create a kind of tutorial video, and he said, sure, we can create a script based around that. So he did a majority of the script. I threw in a few pieces, especially near the beginning and near the end. But part of the video included him teaching me about the basics, about how monsters are used for attacking and defending, how spells and trap cards are game changers, and how you use summon and the special summon in order to get different monsters. That part got cut. He said that he felt that it felt fillerish. I told him, well, I still think that the script is good the way it is, but it is your channel and it is your video, and you are the one who's doing the editing, so I'll let that be your call. But I said I think it's fine the way it is. He did end up removing that, but I am looking at this from the point of view of a professional Yu-Gi-Oh player, because they might see him talking about the basics and thinking like, get on with it! So I do understand that premise. It is a little disappointing, but I'm not going to let that bother me. The other thing that I noticed was that there were some lines, some of which I had ad-libbed and some of which were actually in the script, where I had Ripple sound like a noob during the duel, and because she's a beginner, she doesn't know anything about the game. Like there was one line that I had her saying like she was going to summon this monster, but Yugi was going to say, Ripple, you're supposed to draw a card first, and I would be like, oops, sorry about that. So those lines were cut out, and but I think the reason why they were cut out is because I didn't have as much variety in my vectors, facial expressions. There were some parts where I made her sound like she's supposed to be cringing, but I don't have a vector where she is like visibly cringing, except for that one really shocked look that he used when 7-colored fish got destroyed. Some lines where I had her look like she has this mischievous smirk, like she's about to pull out an ace from her sleeve, but I didn't have any facial expressions that were part of that vector. And I should have thought of including an image of Ripple using her magic, because that is something that I have done on my DeviantArt. I should have included like a modified version of one of the vectors, which Lightning Bliss, she did a great job with my vectors. I thank her very much for the vectors, but I had only been part of one other project in the past, so I didn't have much of a need for vectors, so that's why I didn't have very much in variety. Make a mental note to commission some more vectors so that I can have a wider variety. And one other thing that I would like to note about this video is the gag that happened near the end, where as Ripple is leaving, this monster called the Winged Kuribo appears behind the Yu-Gi-Oh Brony. I kind of prompted that little gag, and that was in part inspired by the duel between the Yu-Gi-Oh Brony and Jasper Pie. There was this one part in their duel where when the Yu-Gi-Oh Brony has his monsters attacking Jasper his life points, where they actually do attack Jasper and knock him back. And he says, "This hurts more than a card game should." And that kind of inspired this little gag that happens near the end. What if the magic of the Rift Cafe actually allows these Yu-Gi-Oh monsters to actually come alive at some point, which would explain why Yugi says, "Yeah, they do that sometimes." So that was a little gag that I threw in, and I'm so glad that he was on board with that gag. The Winged Kuribo was his idea, but I was the one who thought of what if these monsters actually are alive in some form or another. I thought that little bit would make the duel a little bit more interesting. But overall, I am really pleased with how this came out. I am glad that I took part in this, and I am very grateful that the Yu-Gi-Oh Brony allowed me to participate despite my lack of knowledge of Yu-Gi-Oh. I was hoping that this would turn out to be a little bit more tutorial-like, so that people like me who doesn't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh might learn how to play the basics of the game, because they might be following the Yu-Gi-Oh Brony's channel for ponies and know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh. But then again, it could be that if we had kept that part of the script in, people who are more familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh would be like, "Oh, just get on with the duel already." So I do understand that perspective. Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers, Yugi. You deserve it. So that's it for now. Once again, I am Ripple Effect, and thank you for diving in with me.